So Evelyn and Jennifer are throwing these F-bombs back and forth with each other. And I mean felony when I say that. But ultimately, they're throwing these F-bombs back and forth with each other. People are catching strays. And Jennifer decides in a final failed attempt to avenge her husband and his innocence, she decided to pull the race card and say, basically, Evelyn is just jealous of black women. And girl, the people have lost their minds. Is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blazer.
It's a beat for me.
Wah 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, bake with a quick little juice or whatever the case may be. And we are over here discussing Jennifer Williams versus Evelyn Lozada on Basketball Wives, and Jennifer defending her marriage and basically feeling like she needs to come out of the closet swinging on Evelyn because according to her, Evelyn is just a hater. Now, if you're just catching up to this whole fiasco, what's happening is Jennifer Williams has found love again. And as we know from her past, Jennifer Williams has had a very, very, very sketchy past of men that she's dated. From her ex-husband to ex-boyfriends to ex-period. It just has not been looking up for Jennifer. Jennifer has not been lucky in the love department. However, Jennifer decided that she was going to take this opportunity to be steadfast, to not let her past dating get in the way of her future, and to basically find love on her own. And she did just that. So Jennifer, after, like I said, a tumultuous dating history, as we can see, she has finally found love again, and she's so happy. She's so excited. It seems like things are looking up for Jennifer, or at least that's what most folks would think. But the problem is this husband that Jennifer has found has allegedly been accused of scamming people out of their money. Now, according to this situation, Jennifer's husband, Christian Gold, has been accused of stealing money from potential investors who thought they were investing in him or investing with him so that they can make more money. Now, people have come out of the woodworks saying that he stole money from them, and when they tried to reach out to him and Jennifer, they got nothing in return, and basically, they want their money back. These people have filed lawsuits. These people have taken this stuff to court, and it has been all over YouTube, all over the internet. As a matter of fact, Christian Gold was almost about to miss his wedding because he had to stay back and deal with some court situation for violating probation, going out to look for wedding venues and things of that nature. So Christian Gold, being a felon or an ex-felon or a prior felon, is no stranger to the judicial system. Now, the allegations have been saying that he's a thief and he just stole these folks' money and went off and got married to Jennifer in Paris. And it's been alleged by Evelyn that they not really married. It's been allegations going all over the place. But things started to really, really heat up on this season of Basketball Wives. Now, on this season of Basketball Wives, Evelyn and Jennifer are bumping heads because Evelyn is alleging that one of the victims who was allegedly scammed by Christian is her ex-boyfriend slash baby daddy Carl Crawford's cousin. And Evelyn brings this to Jennifer to basically say, hey, your husband scammed my cousin-in-law. Also, on top of that, he scammed other people. You need to look at who you're dating or who you're married to. And Jennifer is not hearing it. She's not hearing it. She doesn't want to give this thing a storyline and give it legs. She's been working overtime to make sure that this doesn't become a thing, but it seems like to no avail it will. And Evelyn has taken every opportunity she's had to make it known to everybody on the cast that basically, yeah, she don't trust this Christian Gold guy. And she's doing this out of love for her friend Jennifer. Now, I personally don't believe that. I believe that Evelyn has zero going on and needs this for a storyline to stay relevant this season. However, if that's what she's going with it, we gonna go. However, if that's what Evelyn wants to say, then I guess we'll have to go with it. Now, in this very last episode of Basketball Wives, Evelyn confronts Jennifer again, and they have this huge blow up. And after having enough, Jennifer basically comes out and straight up says it. Hey, girl, you talking about my man being a felon, but your daughter's baby daddy, the game, is a felon too. And this turned the whole thing loose. Y'all, check out this clip.
You like to bring up that Christian is a felon a lot, and your daughter has a child by a felon as well. You seem to throw that up a lot, and it's for what?
First of all, I don't have a dog in the fight with who you choose to or be with. The difference is that your felon is currently stealing money from people today, tomorrow, yesterday.
Whatever you say.
You done talked about my daughter and you done brought my daughter, but you don't got kids. You don't got kids.
Yeah,
you never carried a kid. Keep my daughter's name out your mouth.
So as you can see right here, this was the last blow up from the last episode of Basketball Wives LA. And ever since then, and even during this time, Jennifer has been behind the scenes, honey, clearing her man. And you know what? At the end of the day, even though I agree with Evelyn and feel like her man is a thief, Jennifer is as slow as a turtle and as dumb as a box of rocks. So at this point, I'm all for Team Jennifer and her man, okay? And the reason I feel like that is, number one, I don't believe Evelyn is being sincere. I think she's just being messy and trying to stay relevant. And then number two, that's her husband now, allegedly. According to Evelyn, they're not really married because she can't find a marriage certificate. I don't know. All I know is the girls are fighting. Somebody needs to get in between them, and somebody also needs to knock some sense in Jennifer's head, but we see that's not going to happen no time soon. Take a look at this clip of Evelyn explaining to Jackie why she's doing what she's doing and why she feel like Christian is just a scammer. I'll come right back for some commentary. So y'all heard Evelyn, and honestly, it's very indicative of what I believe Evelyn has always thought about Jennifer. It's always been a one-sided relationship with these two. They've never really been on the same page. It seems like Jennifer has always been a lapdog and just followed behind whatever Evelyn said. And now that somebody else is in the picture and Jennifer's being dumb again, now it's affecting Evelyn. That's what it's given to me. I can't speak on nobody else. I'm just telling you what it gives to me. But neither here nor there. Jennifer and her new husband Christian has been extremely vocal on social media about his innocence. Mind you, he's still on parole or probation or something like that, so he really needs to be careful about these accusations. But ultimately, they've been all on the internet proclaiming their innocence and also dragging Miss Evelyn, honey. Check out this little clip right quick.
I just feel like everybody needs to worry about what's going on in their own households and not what's going on in mine. And then all will be good. Because the thing is this, people don't want to talk about what's going on in their house. I wonder why, right? So every season, you have last season, Evelyn was so focused on Jackie and investigating Jackie and what the hell she had going on, which did not concern her. So now this season, you're so investigated in Jennifer, what Jennifer has going on. Now you're investigating my husband. Let's just say all of it was true. What does it do for you?
We're gonna reveal the marriage license so you guys can see for yourself.
Okay.
Because of course on the show, Evelyn said, "Oh, that's her boyfriend. They're not married."
But absolutely. We are married, but here's the thing: what if we weren't?
It's online, guys. Just go look it up.
What if we decided we wanted to take an oath with God and that was significant for us? What does it matter to you? What does it matter to you?
Well, baby,
because you don't even have a boyfriend. Nobody's even taking you to go to a wedding shop to go even look at some dresses. So why are you? My thing is, the investment is crazy to me. I would not be that invested in somebody. Whatever you choose and whatever is right for your life, who am I to say what's right or wrong? I have no judgment. I'm not God. If it works for you, I love it. And that's it.
Our relationship hasn't been the same in quite some years. So I don't expect anything from her. But my thing is like happy hoes ain't hating. So honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm not.
Do you think there's ever a chance you and Evelyn can get back to that?
All good things come to an end. Yeah. Our lives are in two completely different directions. She's a grandmother. I'm a wife. We're different.
So as you can see, Jennifer is not really checking for Evelyn. She's happy with her man. She's delusionally happy. I miss the way that feels until it blows up. But ultimately, she's delusionally happy, and she basically feels like Evelyn needs to worry about her own stuff and not her. And that basically her and her husband is happy, and who cares what the people say because they doing good. Jennifer even did an interview along with Evelyn, and I must say the energy was kept on Evelyn's side, and I think this is a mutual, we're not friends anymore. Check this out.
Jennifer and Evelyn, you guys' friendship is a big topic and storyline this season. How are you guys right now?
We're cordial. We're grown women. We're adults. We may agree to disagree. And, the show's going to air. So that's going to add a whole layer of whatever else is to come because, you get to see what that person was saying, what she was saying, vice versa. So, but I think, we're just mature women and we can coexist. We can do this, do press, promote the show. I feel like regardless of what side of the fence we're on or whatever's going on, we can, just be here to just support the show. I can't say we're best friends, but I mean, we're not, arguing and Jackie's between us. And,
I know they put Jackie, when Jackie is the mediator or like the voice of reason.
So you see, Jennifer and Evelyn are on the same accord. They not trying to be friends. They can be cordial. They can be co-workers. And that's just basically it. Now, I think that it's good that they're able to put aside their differences to make sure bookings and everything they got to do for work goes off without a hitch. It speaks about the maturity level. No shade. Not like Jennifer said, oh, she's a grandmother, I'm a wife. Girl, y'all both the same age. Like, relax. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But ultimately, they can at least agree to disagree enough to sit in the same room on the same panels and even do interviews together and just continuously be cordial. But I'm going to keep it a buck. This is just me. I can't speak for nobody else. I can only speak for me. I believe that Jennifer has found someone else to latch on to other than Evelyn. And I think Evelyn may have an issue with that. I also believe that Christian is definitely a scammer. That's what I believe. I believe that he's a scammer. I believe that he took those folks' money. And I believe that he's with Jennifer to come up. And unfortunately, I believe that he will too leave her and leave her stranded, destitute. And she'll be back to square one because there's something about the men that Jennifer just loved. It's almost like she loved the men who don't love her back, if it makes sense. But baby, one thing about it, Christian has not been a stranger to this internet and to defending himself. He actually sat down with Jackie during the episode and spoke to her about his defense. And he also sat down with anybody and everybody who wants to hear him to tell y'all that he's innocent and that these people are lying on him. I'm just of the belief, I don't believe everybody's lying on you. If everybody's lying, you got to start looking at you. Does that make sense? But either way, I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to leave y'all with some people on TikTok and what they have to say about this situation. And I'm curious to know what you think about this. Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.
I do know that I'm gonna have cast members that will weaponize you against me, right? They know my triggers are my children. They know my children are my everything. You could say anything about whatever, but when it comes to my kids, that's really my trigger, right? So once again, you were brought up in this last episode. Jennifer brought you up, and there were, I guess, her rebuttal about me being concerned about her and her relationship from a loving standpoint is, her rebuttal was, well, Shanice she needs to worry about her daughter because her daughter had a baby by a felon. How do you feel about that? And are you surprised that you are being brought up for the 1,000th time?
So I will start by saying, to play devil's advocate, I think she used the term felon.
Yes.
Because you said it first about her man. Mm-hmm. And so she kind of reversed it and said it about, Blaze's dad. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where she was getting at. No, I'm not surprised. Even if she didn't say that, she's not exactly my cup of tea. I feel that Jennifer she's like a lost woman in her 50s. Like, I Yeah, and it's the second time that it's happened, and obviously she did it the first time around, and this is why I think she's so phony, because the first time around, she apologized, not taking accountability for her actions, but more so saying, hey, I'm sorry that you were being spoken about. So, and I was like, okay, and she had like these crocodile tears in her eyes, and it was okay, and then you did it again. So I just think, I don't have hate in my heart for Jennifer. If anything, I feel sorry for Jennifer that you had to stoop so low. And also at that time, like, I was fresh postpartum.
So she dated Eric, right? She was married to Eric. We all saw what happened that season, right? Eric treated her like shit. And there are a lot of things that happen in that relationship that I feel bad for her that she experienced certain things, right? He threw the drink in her face, and the world got to see that, right? Boom. Horrible. She breaks up with him, and then she starts dating Tim, okay? Tim from Sweetie Pies. And she starts dating Tim Thicky Thighs, fucking Norman from Sweetie Pies. She wanted to marry him, and he ends up in jail because he got his nephew killed. Right. Okay, so now his ass is in jail. After that, she starts dating another guy that's a scammer, right?
Sold her Range Rover, right?
He sold her Range Rover. She does a whole fucking documentary about that. In the interim of all of this, there was another guy that scammed her that the world don't know about, but she knows I know about it. You understand? So I've lived certain situations with her where I'm like, damn. One thing about Jennifer, she continues to repeat the cycle. God continues to send you the same fucking person over and over again, until you learn whatever that lesson is supposed to be, and she wants to be married, and she wants to have a relationship so bad, no matter at what cost. She wanted to marry Tim, and no matter what, I want to be a wife, and she's willing to take just the title without really having in your life a great person.
The girls are fighting again. Jennifer Williams just went off on Evelyn Lozada.
Evelyn has never been she's never been married. She's never been in a successful marriage. So she is not one to give advice to anyone. You got to sit this out. Happy hoes ain't hate him.
At the premiere party for VH1's Basketball Wives. In a panel hosted by Jason Lee, he began to question Jennifer on why Evelyn is going so hard at her marriage and doesn't seem to be here for Jennifer's union with her new boo, Christian Gold.
There were stories coming out about Christian being a scammer, but she got married to this fool. She's dumb as
Apparently, these two tied the knot over in Paris about a year or two ago. Snippet, Jennifer goes on to say how Evelyn has never been married or even been close to being married, so she should sit this one out, and she is not the ideal person to be giving somebody advice on their marriage.
I don't know what her concern is, because honestly, I can't speak for her. But my thing is, Evelyn has never been she's never been married.
I say happy 304s ain't hating.
Happy hoes ain't hating.
Then went on to say how she is standing 10 toes down for her man and she is not going to let any woman attack him.
I am going to protect my man at all costs. So my thing is, I don't give a fuck what you think. It's not your business. You don't got to fuck him that night. I do. So what's your problem?
Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm all here for Jen, her man, and defending her marriage, but she has made some questionable dating choice in the past, so I can see why Evelyn is concerned. Although she was previously married to NBA player Eric Williams, she was with him between the years of 2007 and 2010, and that ended terribly with him spiking her in the face with a drink on national TV. Apparently, before that, she allegedly was the side piece to Michael Jordan, according to Tammy Roman.
Was messing with MJ, let him hit like a sensei. And yes, I'm talking about 2-3. He was playing in the shy. When you let him give you the D,
Tammy claims that Michael Jordan and Jennifer Williams had a fling when he was playing for the Chicago Bulls. After Jennifer's marriage to Eric, she went on to date Cisco from Love and Hip Hop from the years of 2012 to 2013. We all know that he is a player in a jigaboo. Then a couple of years later, she took it on down to Sweetie Pies and started dating Tim Norman. Their relationship ended terribly as well, with them filing restraining orders on one another. Tim even went as far as to claim Jennifer was stalking him, showed up to his house one day and slit his tires. These are not all the men Jen have allegedly dated. She's just this handful of guys are extremely questionable, so I can see why Evelyn is raising a red flag, especially considering the fact that her new husband, Christian Gold, has a lawsuit by people claiming that he scammed them. I'm honestly curious to know what you guys think regarding this. This upcoming season of Basketball Wives should be pretty interesting. Evelyn and Jen have been through some highs and lows since the show's inception, and it's looking like this season will be no exception. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Peace.
Christian must have some mind-altering penis. Or maybe, I know Jen is getting up there in age, so maybe that has something to do with it. But like, Jen is just talking out her rear end at this point. So after last night's episode of Basketball Wives, which was really good, y'all. If you have not watched this season, please, it's 2 episodes in. Go on VH1.com and watch. This season is so good. But she went on live after the episode with Christian, of course. Of course, Christian was there. And she said that Evelyn Lozada has an issue with black women. Now, this isn't the first time it has necessarily been said, because y'all remember that whole debacle with OG when she called or referred to OG as a monkey. But now, all of a sudden, because she's coming for your man, now she has an issue with black women? Now you think that, now that someone you love is the target? Because you was mighty quiet when she was attacking OG or when she was attacking them other black women, but now when it comes to you, she has an issue with black women. I don't necessarily think that Evelyn has an issue with black women. It's just that majority of the Basketball Wives cast has been black women. So she can only have an issue with them. She had an issue with Susie. Susie wasn't black, Susie was white. I think like Nene Leakes, Evelyn is one of them people who only works in conflict, and it just so happens that she predominantly works with black women. But yeah, Jen is definitely going out sad behind Christian.
Jennifer said Evelyn always digs, and we see evidence of that later on in the scene where, you know, Evelyn is like, you're not even married to him. You know, that's what she was telling Brandy. Like, you're not even married to him anyway. Like, there's no marriage license. Girl, why are you so worried about whether they married or not? Like, I feel like, where did you look to see if there's a marriage license? Because you have to look in different places. If you pay attention, you have to know what state they married in legally and what county they married in legally to be able to then look up a marriage license. And it's like, why are you even doing that? Why are you investing so much time in whether or not she legally married to the man or not? Well, I don't know. I don't get it. It does not seem like the actions of a concerned friend. It seems like somebody trying to blow somebody's spot up more than anything. And that's what is coming off as to Jennifer as well. That's why she's being so defensive towards Evelyn and what she's saying. Okay. So, you know, Brandy, let's see.
No, that's why you're in the situation that you're in. I'm not in no situation. This is not a Friendsgiving for me. I don't owe you any explanation because I have realized you're not a friend. Listen to this for. I'm confused. I'm a fly on the wall here. It's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, whatever you got going on. Listen, stop talking about Christian. No, I'm not a storyline. Get out of the stealing money. Get out of the stop stealing money. Stop being a
Evelyn and Jen have been down this road before. We've seen them be friends, not be friends, make up, be friends, right? But if y'all remember, the first time they had a situation was when Evelyn had a man, which was Otusenko, and Jen had gotten on some radio show and said something slick, like she didn't think he was the one for Evelyn, and Evelyn was really upset about that, because she was just like, you're supposed to be my friend now. Why are you talking about me? So she should understand where Jen is coming from. She should not be digging into what Christian is doing, his past, his future, anything. Whatever happens, let her bring it to you. Do not bring it to her, and do not be bringing it to everybody else. Because if you truly want to be her friend, you wouldn't be doing that. So I say all that to say, I really don't believe Evelyn is trying to be Jen's genuine friend. I believe she still feels some type of way about the things that she did to her before and said about her daughter. She let it go only so that she could get revenge on her. Because Jen has done this before. She has been in some situations where men have brought her into Ponzi schemes. So this is nothing new. She knew it was only a matter of time where she could lay low, pretend she's really her friend, and then strike. And that's what I gained from the whole situation. Jen is right because she's saying, oh, she ain't really her friend. Can't be. He's saying she wants to protect Jen, but it's like, there's a way to protect a person. There's a way to tell them the truth. And the way that she did it was just dead wrong. I was surprised to see Ming and Ty over there because I'm like, dang, when they left Atlanta. But I was even more surprised to know that they dated. I didn't even know that. I'm like, you know, she just got that appeal about her. She has what it takes to turn somebody. She's definitely very easy on the eye. So we'll just see what she get into this season because it seems like it's going to be some sort of love triangle or something they're trying to create with their dynamic. But I also find it interesting that in this first episode, it seemed like Jackie and her daughter were the most sane. So we already know that that's not the case, and we're just gonna have to see this unfold, I guess, as the season continues.
Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about the rest of what happened on last night's new episode of Basketball Wives. So at this point, Jackie meets up with Jen and Christian, her husband, because she wants to hear their side of the story. Jackie tells Christian with her, he's always been straight up, and if he's being accused of something that he just didn't do, that he really should be clearing that up. Jen says, stop trying to act like as if you're trying to be a good friend and like you're just coming from a good place. Talking about Evelyn. Christian finally pulls out texts between him and Evelyn's baby dad, Carl's cousin Kiki, in the text, and he clarifies that the $1,500 that Kiki says she wants back was a membership fee. It was the fee to get in with him, basically, which I feel like was very obvious in the first episode. He also says he told Kiki, hey, this is the $1,500 to get in, but the other money that I'm going to help you trade with, you have to still contribute that. As Jackie's reading off these text messages, Kiki seems very comfortable with Christian. She don't seem like she has any issue with him. Towards the end, I think she asks him for a refund. Christian out his own mouth says that he feels like Kiki does deserve a refund, but she could have just came to him and asked for one. And then says Evelyn keeps talking about Christian being a villain, but her daughter just had a baby with one. Hello? Jackie says, let's not wake up the sleeping bear. Now let's wake it up. Go off, Jen, because one thing about it, Evelyn loves to talk about other people's business, but she cannot take when somebody brings up her family. This is Jen's family, technically. If she married that man or if she's with that man, that's her family. So, hey, I'm here for it, but Jen, you better back that shit up when Evelyn comes at you for saying it. Fast forward, Evelyn invites Chantel and Ming out to dinner. Says she doesn't like their first impression of her being the way she acted at Friendsgiving. That's Evelyn. I'm so girl, that's you. Chantel and Evelyn seem to actually really hit it off. In Chantel's confessional, she says she likes Evelyn. She thinks she's cool, despite Evelyn and Jackie's past history. Once Ming arrives, Evelyn tells Ming hey, me and Brandy sat down and met up with Ty. She says, oh yeah, Ty told me that you guys are cool or you guys are friends. Ming tells Chantel that she went on a hike with Jackie. Also tells that Jackie still feels kind of sad that she didn't get to plan Chantel's wedding. Before Ming actually says that, Chantel says, did she tell you my business? This means that every time Jackie meets with somebody, she's probably telling Chantel's business. Chantel says that they just have to keep their boundaries because her and Jackie have a lot of highs and also a lot of lows. Evelyn's confessional, she says they get Jackie in low doses, but she could not imagine being one of Jackie's kids. Me either. Ming also tells Evelyn what Jen had said on that FaceTime call, calling Evelyn a fan. Of course, Evelyn claps back and says nobody wants that so-called marriage that Jen has. But then she also says that Jen this whole time has not even been married. In Evelyn's confessional, she says that she looked up the marriage license and there is no marriage license. Why do y'all be faking these marriages? It's public record. Now, fast forward to the end, all the ladies go to the American Ninja Warrior Park. He arrives and she brings her new friend, Denise. I believe she's a friend of the show because she's shown in the previews. The way to the American Ninja Warrior Park, Evelyn and Ty ride together. Evelyn tells Ty that Brandy said that she thinks she's cute. Ty's confessional, producers ask if she's flattered. Ty says she's not flattered because all women think that she's cute. Producers ask what she thinks about Brandy and she laughs and says she's not going to answer that question. Finally, everyone arrives. They do the obstacle course. It actually looks like a lot of fun. Jackie goes up against her daughter. Ty goes up against Ming, which is just really unfair. Jen gets lapped because Jen is a damn Barbie. Afterwards, they sit down to eat, and of course, Jackie just has to take this moment to say, I think there are things that we need to talk about in this group. Her daughter, Chantel, chimes in and says, and we need to talk about that today. Hello, Jackie always trying to have a damn Ponderosa. Jackie brings up the fact that she sat down with Christian and Jen, and she says, Jen, I feel like we should talk about the fact that you brought up the whole Evelyn thing. Jackie, what are you doing? But baby Jen does not back down. She repeats exactly what she said about Evelyn's daughter now having a baby by Evelyn. Evelyn then says, you know what? I brought you the information that Kiki had brought to me. I didn't make this up. You can believe it or you cannot believe it. And of course, Evelyn unleashes the beast. She tells Jen, you don't have kids. You've never birthed kids. Keep my daughter's name out your mouth. She also tells her, you won't be able to walk the streets of LA if you keep bringing up the person that she had a child with. And that's where the episode ends.
I haven't watched Basketball Wives in like at least a good 7-8 years. Why? I just happened to see a clip that they have a new season. And why is Evelyn Lozada still fighting and trying to punk Jennifer Williams? Oh, it's been 15 years. 15 years. There used to be a show where like they used to have like I don't know if it was a boxing thing where they would get like celebrities to box up with, and throw with each other. At this point, Jennifer Williams, you need to run the fade with Evelyn Lozada. You need to run the fade. At this point, it don't even need to be no talking. Y'all need to throw hands because 15 years is a long time for a person to be on television trying to fight you every fucking 30 business days. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. It's time to shoot the fair one. Jennifer Williams, you need to ask Lozada to run that fade. And you shouldn't even be scared of her because we're from New York or whatever. She's from the Bronx, but girl, you're from Jersey. Okay, like I understand you all prim and how you want to call it, but you still from Jersey. And I don't care if y'all 50. At this point, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let somebody have me on TV for 15 years trying to fight me. Nah. Evelyn Lozada, it's time to move on. Okay? Like Maya, move on. Like, move the fuck on. Because you still trying to fight this lady after over a decade. It's crazy. Like, you're a granny now. And don't you have a son, like 9 or 10? Go do something with that.
If you have to start talking about somebody's daughter, that's not a real friend. Now, I done sat up here and watched all of Basketball Wives, and I'm going to just summarize it real quick. So, Jackie thinks she's going to be the peacemaker, and she's like, oh, let's go out with Jen, let's talk with her. Her and Brandy's supposed to be going on some walk or to exercise with Jen, but she never shows up. So then she's like, okay, let's call her, because her and Christian are probably upset about what transpired with Evelyn. Calls her. Jen is like, oh, I'm just really upset about what happened. I don't understand why Evelyn keeps digging into my business. She needs to mind her business and worry about her daughter's felon baby daddy. Right? That's her comeback. Cool. So, Jackie's taking that information and she's just like, She also has a little bit of venom for Evelyn. So, later on, Jackie gonna have something to say. Jackie's like, let Jen do my dirty work and let her talk the dirt that I really want to talk. Because if y'all remember, Evelyn was digging in Jackie's business last season. Evelyn was digging in Jackie's business before with her daughter. So you can't tell me that Jackie really likes Evelyn, but she'd rather poke the bear and hide the stick. Now, in the meantime, in between time, this whole thing with Ty and Ming, I was glad when they finally got together and they put it all on the table to both of them, because I really wanted to hear, like, what was the situation with Ty? Like, was she really cheating or what? But from what I gathered in their situation is, first of all, Drew Sidora, you know what you did with Melanie, okay? And Derwin, I haven't forgiven you since then, so she just always in some cheating scandal. But I know Ty was not cheating on Ming with Drew Sidora. That is just Ming's excuse to do what she want to do because she's not done with so-and-so. Or she want to see what it's looking like with some other guy. That's what I get. I don't think she's ready to commit to a woman. But she don't want to really admit it to herself. But I can see that. You up here checking for how many minutes she spoke to her friend. You know you don't got that type of time. But as far as the ending goes, with Jackie trying to be Miss Peacemaker and saying, oh, there's an elephant in the room, I noticed her daughter's energy. Her daughter reminds me a lot of myself, because I'm like, why are you bringing this up right now? We just had a good time doing this obstacle course. Everybody's laughing, having a good time. Do you really think it's the time right now to be like, oh, there's an elephant in the room? I know Evelyn and Jen don't like each other because of what was said last time at my event, so let me try to bring this up on your event, at my daughter's event. Jackie, Christy, quit. Just stop the whole thing. And Evelyn, she just hasn't grown and don't plan on growing, because I just feel like she's a little too old to be telling somebody, oh, you ain't gonna be walking safe in these streets. What are you gonna do, Evelyn? Do you want to lose everything you got? Because you know you got something to lose. So what are you gonna do? You gonna put your hands on Jennifer? You tried to put your hands on her before, getting all on the table. Like, I just think back to them days and I'm like, that was very ghetto and very childish of her to be trying to put her hands on her friend. Honey, if we fall out, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm not trying to put my hands on you. I'm not trying to talk to you no more. You go your way, I go my way. I wish you the best, but it's a done deal. And that's what they need to do. Wish each other the best and go their separate ways, because they keep trying to pretend that they love each other so much that they have to be together when it's all a bunch of fake nonsense. And they're like having some revenge friendship. They plan on being each other's friends just so that they can end up fighting again. Like, if you have to start talking about somebody's husband, whether they are on paper or not, you're not a real friend. Just stop. Stop pretending. Move on.
Okay, so did y'all see the video that Jennifer Williams posted? She did a little live the other night with Christian, and these ladies, I swear, she's calling Evelyn, she's saying that Evelyn doesn't like black women. She attacks black women. She's attacking me this whole season. I mean, yes, that's all true, because I don't think she likes black women at all. I think she only likes black men because in her warped fucking mind, she thinks that she's the preference. If you think you're the preference, Evelyn, then why do you keep getting treated the way that you do? If you're the preference. Anyway, here's my problem with Jennifer's live. You're going to say that Evelyn is attacking black women and she doesn't like black women. You've been friends with her for over 20 years. You were by her side when she was attacking black women. Attacking women. Like, she was a big fucking bully. And you were too. And now the tables have turned and you're getting bullied by her. Don't make this a black woman issue because your ass is in the hot seat. Don't fucking do that. Because you weren't doing that before when she was doing all types of shit. Throwing bottles at people's heads and shit. Remember that? I will never forget that episode. Because I don't know what show I was watching, and they slowed down when the bottle went past Shawnee's head. She was attacking a black woman in that episode too. I remember, because that was a chick that had the weird music videos. I can't remember her name right now. But did she merit having a bottle thrown at her head? Jennifer, did you have anything to say then? No, you didn't. So you and your zesty man, Christian's zesty, y'all. He's a Gemini man. Gemini men are zesty. I'm a Gemini, I can say that. Fuck it. If you're not a Gemini, you can say that. But don't make this a black woman issue. Don't try to get us all to rally behind you. At the end of the day, I don't think it's right for her to keep coming at you and Christian, because she's clearly deflecting from her own bullshit. But girl, you was right there with her doing the bullying and being nasty as hell. So Jennifer, stop. Just stop.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.